I'm afraid that the dream has been deferred. The revolution will probably not be televised, and it seems that this, one of the last bastions of semi-order in Africa, is but a ticking time bomb, waiting to explode. It's all gone south so fast, and it's as if we're reeling in shock, unable to keep up. The contentious land issue continues unabated, and this week the Popular Democratic Movement's leader, McHenry Vanani, called a press conference to lament the lack of and unfair representation of affected parties at the upcoming land conference.
General Charlie is one of the main speakers on the first day, speaking on behalf of the liberation veterans. My friend, they are Namibians. The land was lost not during 1966. It is lost from the war of colonialism, 1904-1905. Now, if you are having Charlie speaking on behalf of the liberation veterans, why don't you have the same representative of the descendants of the people of the genocide to speak? Because the land was taken back, was taken then from them. The very reason that Charlie is speaking tells us a story that SWAPO wants a preconditioned outcome. And this fallacy of history that the ruling party has been propagating in this country. Yes, there was a liberation struggle in this country. It was waged on many fronts. But are you saying the liberation struggle is linked to land dispossession directly, more than the link of the dispossessed communities of 1904, 1908? No. It is designed to create a narrative that the liberation veterans have a say on the land. What about those communities that have lost? And if the government and Sarah Kukungela was fair in giving space, why allow Charlie to speak on the first day? Because you want to set a tone. Why is the veterans allowed to speak on the first day, and all the other communities that were dispossessed, descendants, are not allowed to speak at the land conference? Why are they not given time? Because if you are saying you want the liberation veterans to speak because of the history of the struggle, then you must start the struggle where it started from. Why want to push a narrative from 1966 up to 1990 as opposed to 1904 to 1990? Because the struggle was long and bitter. So we are seeing that the ruling party wants a predetermined outcome to decide that everything must be taken. What SWAPO wants on the table should be the resolutions. And if the conference is going to go into a spirit of a preconditioned outcome, we will have a problem with it. We are going to this land conference to give and take, so that we go and compromise on key principal issues that should solve the problems of our people. I am cautioning communities in our country that we must be very careful not to use emotive statements that would drive a wedge between our own communities in this country. Yes, I agree with that. I want to caution, I've already cautioned my delegation of the party that is going to represent us, that we are not going there to go and cause division at the land conference. But we must go and find compromise positions in the broader interest of the country. Why do we want to start a conference on land, on a historical fallacy that has been propagated for the last 28 years? We are objecting, and we want to tell the Prime Minister through your media instruments that we are objecting for us to be mistreated in a country of our birth, for us to be written 2 letters from 30 minutes to 20 minutes, and yesterday just to be told that we only have 10 minutes. We are demanding at least that we are given the same equal time as the ruling party of 20 minutes. And because the ruling party has its Secretary General speaking, it has its President speaking, it has its Vice President of the country, all people from the same governing party, they will have a floor on that day. So there must be fair treatment. The right of the opposition to be heard in this country must be guaranteed. We will not be at the whims of a decision of some few people who decides, no, tomorrow, because by the end of the week I would be told, no, you can have 5 minutes. The right of the opposition to be heard is a democratic rule in our country. We must be heard. We are demanding 20 minutes. We are saying if General Charlie is allowed to speak, let the descendants of the genocide also speak, because land dispossession started there.
What puzzles many is how and why the Chinese and Cubans are part of the conference as international stakeholders. David posted, China has been invited to defend their investment they made since independence, starting from Sam Nujoma, Pohamba, and now under Geingob. And Kaskwa posted, they should by all means not be part of the land conference because they have only business interests and nothing to do with our internal land issues, and this must be protested in the most serious way. We respect their country and its laws. This can't be allowed. The newly formed party, the Landless People's Movement, also called a press conference to express their dissatisfaction with the manner in which government is handling this upcoming land conference.
The position paper on page 18 and 19 of the regime, page 19, says, government grants the conference an opportunity to discuss the ancestral land claims and restitution issue in line with fundamental rights, not in line with historic dispossession, taking into account that many regions are opposed to it. Already they are saying, we are going to give you a chance to discuss what many regions oppose. So we are just going to give you space to vent your anger because we think you are actually very angry. So we'll give you a chance to be angry and we will listen to you as you become emotional, as you scream and shout. But take note that many regions are opposed to it. And government to uphold. This is a recommendation here. It's a recommendation.
I send you.
Government to uphold supreme law of the country by not entertaining claims and restitution of ancestral land. So you are invited to something that your balls are already removed. And therefore you go there as an oxen, not as a bull. And so therefore, apparently they claim that they must, in upholding the supreme law, the equivalency is drawn that if you reject ancestral land claims and restitution, only then do you uphold the supreme law. That is how the analogy is made. If you entertain it according to their vocabulary, you are acting unconstitutionally. This is what the state says. And this is very good stuff for litigation. Very, very good stuff. Now you can clearly see that this recommendation and government's advisory position is based precisely on the 1884 dispossession. It's a long journey back to colonialism.